this right now. Okay. All right. So we're really just doing some reminders, and then we're going to talk about just some days of service that are coming up and things like that. So today's not going to be, this isn't going to be a long call like at all, but just some reminders. Read, this does not apply to you since you just started. So this report that I'm talking about, you didn't serve during this time. So your next one we'll talk about that like during our orientation that we have set up later on in the month. So don't worry about this. I don't want it to confuse you. But for the others, today is the day that we ask for your Q1 VISTA progress report be turned into our office. It does cover August, September, and October. It was originally emailed out from Caitlin to your site supervisors, and it is a fillable PDF. In years past, it was submitted through America Learns, the system that we use for timekeeping, but we have just developed a fillable PDF based on your specific project that you're serving on. It is to be filled out with you and your supervisor. And like I already mentioned, it is customized to your project and the performance measures that were submitted with the application that either your supervisor or the organization that you're serving at submitted a while back whenever the application was open. So yeah, so if you haven't turned that in yet, please email that to me or Caitlin by today. If something's come up and you're not able to get it to us today, still, just clarify and reach out to us for, what's going on if you need more time. Impact stories. So again, Reed, this is something that we will talk about on your orientation. So you can obviously, listen and kind of learn a little bit about what an impact story is, but we will talk about it at your orientation too. But for the rest of you, this is just a reminder that your impact story for the month of November be submitted by November 20th. This, as you know, is something that you will complete monthly during your service term. It's very brief, 4 to 5 sentences long. We ask that you focus on like key information, telling us what you did, if you wrote a grant, if you trained volunteers, or if you recruited volunteers during that month. We ask that you submit that to us so that we can report it on to VISTA at the federal level. We talk about it with other community partners across the state. VISTA uses it in regards to, elected officials and everyone that is advocating for AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps VISTA service to continue. So those will be due on the 20th. It is submitted through a Google form as well. So every month when I or Caitlin send the monthly email, there will be the link to click on to access the Google form. You choose what month you're reporting on, and then you just fill us in. So just a reminder about that. This is, again, just like another reminder, just because we want you to take care of yourself. This is a free resource that is available to members in our direct service program and also the VISTA program. But it is, it's called the Member Assistance Program. We've been talking about it since August. So not to harp on it, we just want to make sure that you guys utilize any resources that are open and available to you while you're with us. But it is free to you. It's also free to anyone in your household. They can also access this resource. It's a 24/7 unlimited mental health counseling through by phone. So it's not in person, but you can participate at it or in it. It's voluntary. It is confidential. There are translation services available up to 140 languages. The provider for this resource is All One Health. And if you do choose to enroll, you would use the program name, so either Homes for All, or you would use the Homeless and Housing Coalition of Kentucky. Homes for All is a lot shorter if you do register and enroll into use this resource. You can do it in two different ways. You can either go to the website at mylifeexpert.com, or you can also enroll by using the 1-800 number. Again, it's free, it's confidential. You're working with licensed clinicians. It is available 24/7. If you do access this benefit, you would create a login. That first initial password is AmeriCorps, all lowercase. And so you can add the website to your phone. We have a flyer as well. So if you want me to resend the flyer to you, so like at our in-person orientation, you did receive it. But if you want me to send the flyer to you, there is a QR code on it, so that you can pull that up on your phone. They also offer life coaching resources, work-life resources, and medical advocacy as well. So just throwing that back out there. This is free for you all to use while you're with our program. So, again, we just want you to take care of yourself. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring it up again. Days of service. Okay. So, I know this was talked about during orientation, and Reed, you're kind of ahead of the game since our orientation is a little bit later on in the month, but no worries there. But we do have some days of service coming up that are part of just like AmeriCorps at the federal level, and then like part of our member development plan that we've written into our grant. So the first one is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This is a day of service. This is not a day off. This isn't a holiday that we observe. Every AmeriCorps member in the state and across the U.S. Are required to serve on MLK Day. It is Monday, January 16th this year. We ask that you are, active in your community to help meet a community need. So we will talk in more detail about this in December, but just to let you all know, me and Caitlin want to coordinate, or we are starting to coordinate a project in Lexington. And like I said, we're going to share more details about it as we flesh it out next month. But we hope that so members in Lexington or surrounding counties, we ask that you join us. And to give you a little bit of information, every year we as a program march in the Freedom March through downtown Lexington. And then afterwards, we attend the program following the march. And then usually either our programs are like split up into groups, and they'll do their own service project. But we're going to coordinate like one big project to do. And so we think that it's going to be like resource bags that can be used in the point in time count later on in the month of January. But I don't want to talk like too ahead of things. But if you are in Lexington or in a surrounding county, we would like for you to join us on MLK Day. And this is a great time to meet other members. If you don't serve in Lexington or a surrounding county, you are more than welcome, and we want you to come join us as well. We'll pay for mileage, or we'll reimburse you for your mileage. But if that's something that you don't choose to do, and you know of an activity or an event or something that you want to do in your community to help meet a community need, we ask that you do that as well. We want it to be a little bit different than what you do on a daily basis. So, I'm just like thinking of like projects. If you don't join us, like going and picking up trash and things like that, have been left behind at like a park, or volunteering at a food bank, or something like that. Or if they're, if you, like I said, if you know of MLK Day events that are happening in your county or communities, we just ask that you be actively involved in that. But of course, it is open that if you want to, we would love to have you come join us in Lexington and march with us as a program, and do a kind of like a program-wide service project. So that's what we're kind of transitioning MLK Day into. This is going to be our first year that we're doing something like this. Typically it is based on like service regions, or in the counties that you're serving in, but we'd kind of like to extend it and do something all together. Sometimes working in groups can be challenging, and so we're hoping that this kind of alleviates that, and it's just another time for us to get together in the year and be with each other. So that's MLK Day. The point in time count, or the K count, I think Louisville and Lexington call the count something different, like the Louis count. I think it's been called that in the past. But anyways, if you are in one of the 118 counties, the point in time count will be conducted on January 25th. And so this is a night where volunteers and other community partners in the state go out and kind of, record who is experiencing homelessness, street homelessness, on one night in the year. So we ask that our members do participate in the point in time count. You might be at an organization that already is involved with it. I know in Jefferson, I think it's Coalition for the Homeless that organizes the point in time count for Jefferson County or for Louisville, and I think they'll have like a whole website designated to it. And so when we get that information, we'll definitely send it to you all. For those of you that are serving in Jefferson or Fayette County, I think Fayette County is by the Office of Intervention and Prevention. But I know it's a little early and things are still being organized and like coordinated and stuff, but we did just want to go ahead and put that on your all's radar so you can remember to like put it to your calendar, or put it on your calendar. When you serve on these days, you will put that under Homes for All training. I know it's not training, but it's a way for us to mark it as being different than just your typical day of service. So that's how you'll put that on your timesheet. Do you all have any questions about the days of service that are coming up? Obviously, if an emergency or, something like that happens, we understand. And we just ask that you communicate that with us. So just keep these January dates in mind. Block off some time on your calendar just so you can remember. And like I said, in December, we'll talk more about the MLK Day project and what those details are going to be. Holidays that are coming up. So the Thanksgiving holiday, we do observe Thursday, November 24th, and Friday, November 25th. For the Thanksgiving holiday, you can choose to serve on the holidays that we observe. Your site cannot require you to do so, though. So we just want you to know that you can serve. Your sites can't require you to do so. If well, and then we observe a winter holiday as well. We will take Friday, December 23rd, and Monday, December 26th. Just to kind of go off what I was just talking about, like the holidays that we observe, if you observe and celebrate other holidays, we just ask that you just communicate that with your supervisor. We want you to have the days off that you need for your holidays. So if it's different than the days that are listed right now, just communicate that with your supervisor so that you can have 2 days off to celebrate your holidays. If you choose to serve, we ask that your site give you an alternate day off. It just really needs to fall within that month. So an example I can think of is Veterans Day. If you served on Veterans Day and you would like to take Wednesday, November 23rd off, communicate that with your supervisor. Let them know that's what you're going to do. And it does fall within the month of November. So, there's no issue with that. It can get hard if you try to, say 6 months from now that you served on Veterans Day. So you're going to use it on another day, 6 months from now. That can be tricky and hard to keep up with and remember. So we just ask that it fall within the month of the observed holidays. Or like a question with the AmeriCorps Direct Service, we had a member who served on Veterans Day and she wasn't looking to have an alternate day off. So that's what she's choosing to do. She'll just continue to take the Thanksgiving holidays days off and not worry about taking an alternate day off again. So I hope that's not confusing. If you have any specific questions, you're free to unmute yourself and we can talk about it now, or we can talk about it one-on-one. There's whatever you feel comfortable with. So we just wanted to put that out there, though, for the Thanksgiving holiday and the winter holidays. And then I didn't list January yet, but we'll list the January holidays during our December call. So, yeah. And then lastly, we just wanted to, pick your all's brains and get your input and see what types of training would you like for us to offer during these virtual member trainings. So I know most of you started in August, so we were happy to do we loved having our orientation in person. Launch was in person if you came to that, or if you helped us out with the poverty simulation. There have been, I guess, quite a few opportunities to have some professional development, and we want that to continue. So we would love to get your input on some trainings that maybe you haven't had the opportunity to participate in. So feel free to unmute yourself or write it in the chat on just some topic ideas or training ideas that would be beneficial to you. Because we're going to start, from December until like at least June, offering some professional development during this time as well. You guys are a quiet crowd. Oh, Excel training. Great. Okay. Thank you.
You're so good at your job, Holly, that you answer all the questions.
That's not true, but thank you. I appreciate. I'm a mess. Okay. Excel training. I needed to participate in the Excel training because sometimes Excel gives me anxiety. So I'm glad to hear that was very helpful. Any other ideas on training topics that you'd like to see us have during these virtual calls? Because right now they've just been like reminders, and mainly because during your all's first, several first months of service, there's a lot of training that's happening either, at orientation or launch or with your site as well. So, anything that we can do to add to your experience in an AmeriCorps program, we would love to have that happen. Okay. Yeah. We can definitely do that. That would be good to add to like next month. And I can even add it to like a monthly email as well, just like the health benefits. And because that is all from VISTA, during their like your VMO or your virtual member orientation with VISTA, they do like, I think they cover the health benefit plans and different options there are. And so I think at this point, unless you started in October or in November, if you haven't enrolled, I don't know if you can, but I can definitely explain if you have enrolled in like the reimbursement program or something. I can definitely share more information about that and how it can be, what it's meant to be used for. I hope that's what you're talking about, Heidi. Okay, great. Yes, we can definitely do that. Well, cool. Does anybody else have anything to add?
What about empathy training?
Empathy. Thank you. Nobody's mentioned that one. That's a good one. And also just kind of going off that, if you have participated in a really great training and you think others would benefit from it and you have like contact information to the trainer, we would love for you to share that with us so that we're always looking for, different trainers or new trainers that we might not know about. So we would love to have that information too and try to set something up within our schedule, that would work for us and the trainer. Okay, my connector.
Holly, here at FAHI, I'm not
Yes.
sure if you, we are soon to be offering trauma-informed care training to a lot of our
Yeah.
members. We're hooking up with an organization out of Tennessee called Bristol Promise that's providing the training to us for no charge. And it also includes we're going through a federal organization called SAMHSA, which is it's a substance abuse organization on the federal level.
Yeah.
And they also offer a 4-hour training session. Even though it's long, at the end of it, you can you get a federal certificate for your training. So you can be certified in trauma-informed care training.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, if I get any contact information or anything, I can shoot it to you in an email.
Yeah, thank you. So we did something very similar to that literally right before COVID. We offered a mental health training, and you received a certificate afterwards. You learned a lot of how to de-escalate, situations and individuals, and first aid, mental health and first aid training. That's what it was called. And so, yeah, I'd really like to get something like that back for members as well. That trainer ended up leaving, so it has been hard to get connected with someone who does something similar to that. So, yeah, that would be awesome. Will you guys have an in-house trainer then at that point at FAHI that will be training others?
No, since a lot of our members are kind of spread out throughout the states, it's virtual, which for us is helpful that they have that platform available.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a virtual training.
You too.
Cool. Well, you guys keep thinking about this, and if there are trainers or trainings that you would find to be beneficial not only for you but for other members to participate in, we would love to be able to offer them. These typically would be virtual during our monthly training calls that we have scheduled on the 15th of every month. And so we would, just, take some time, think about it. If anything else kind of comes up other than what has been shared, definitely call me or, email me and Caitlin and let us know, because we want to make this time worthwhile. So we definitely appreciate it for sure. So does anybody else have any questions? I know I really just talked about some reminders, and then the holidays that are coming up and some days of service. So I know it's not a lot today, but these next few months are going to be busy, not only with just the holidays and everything that comes along with holidays, but just some of the extra days of service that we're hoping to get together and see you all and be doing things together in January. So I want to say again, happy birthday, Reed. And Icy, thanks for hopping on the call. Icy's also at Change Today, Change Tomorrow. So she's only been with us for a week. So we're happy to have you all and partnering with Change Today, Change Tomorrow. And, we'll do our virtual orientation here soon. Yes, very fresh. Well, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Log this time as Homes for All training on your timesheets, and we will be talking really soon. Thank you for hopping on.